The glass tower cuts the gray London sky. From the 40th floor, Canary Wharf is a fortress of steel and ambition. The River Thames snakes below, a cold, dark ribbon. My name is Eliza Carter. I am 32 years old, and I am invisible. I am the beige cardigan in a room of sharp black suits. I am the quiet click of a keyboard when others are making loud, important calls. I am the sensible, flat shoes on polished marble. My job title is financial manager. My real job is to be overlooked. I am reliable. I am meticulous. I am harmless. My morning routine is a ritual of this invisibility. I live in a small, clean flat in Southwark, a place with no personality, just white walls and minimal furniture. My wardrobe is a sea of gray, navy, and beige. This isn't an accident. It is armor. The more invisible I am, the more I can see. The commute on the Jubilee line is a crush of bodies. I am just another face, my head down, blending in. I walk through the magnificent cold lobby of our building. The security guard, a man I've nodded to every day for 3 years, still looks at me with a vague, polite lack of recognition. I scan my pass. The barrier slides open. I am inside. My desk is by the window, but I keep the blind half closed. My desk is immaculate, a single healthy pot plant. My pens are aligned. In contrast, the open plan office is a battlefield of egos. And then there is Arthur Templeton. He is our chief financial director, a man carved from granite. He is cold, precise, and terrifyingly fair. When he walks the floor, silence follows him. Laughter dies. People sit up straighter. He is the only one they truly fear. He passed my desk this morning. He did not smile. He never smiles. But he gave a short, sharp nod. Ms. Carter. Mr. Templeton, I replied, not looking up from my screen. The exchange lasted 2 seconds, but the office noticed. They notice everything he does. They mistook his nod for simple politeness, a superior acknowledging the quiet worker bee. They were wrong. From the first day he chose me, it started with coffee. On his second morning, he placed a cup on my desk. Flat white, 1 sugar, he said, smiling. I looked at the cup. I hadn't spoken to him since his introduction. How did you know? I asked. I asked Sarah at reception. I wanted to get it right. Calculation, not kindness. Thank you, Liam. That's very thoughtful. It became his routine. Every morning, my coffee. And he talked to me. He would lean against my desk, lowering his voice as if sharing a secret. Eliza, can you look over this projection? I feel like I'm missing the nuance. You're the only one here who seems to get the details. He made me his mentor, his confidant, and the office, a den of hungry wolves, saw it all. This morning, the performance became physical. He was standing near the printers, looking flustered. A major client meeting was in 10 minutes. I can't get this bloody knot right, he muttered, pulling at his silk tie. I was walking past. Here, I said, stopping. Let me. The office went quiet. You could hear the hum of the servers. I stepped close to him. I could feel the warmth from his chest. I took the tie. My fingers were quick, efficient. You have to fold it over, then under, I said, my voice low. Like this. I looped the silk, tightened the knot, and smoothed the fabric against his crisp, white shirt. There. I looked up. He was staring at me. His blue eyes were intense. My hero, he whispered. What would I do without you? I stepped back, my face impassive. Good luck in the meeting. As I walked away, the whispers erupted behind me. Did you see that? He's completely smitten with her. It's like a movie, the handsome new guy and the quiet, mousy manager. It's kind of sweet, isn't it? I sat at my desk. I let them think it. I let them believe in their movie because I knew who the real star of the office was. Charlotte Harris. If I am invisible, Charlotte is a supernova. She is loud. Her laugh echoes. Her heels clack with authority. She is the niece of the branch director, and she never lets anyone forget it. She wears her power like her perfume, expensive, overwhelming, and announced before she even enters a room. Her desk is a shrine to her status. The latest designer bag sits on it like a trophy. She treats the junior staff with a smiling, sharp cruelty. Oh, darling, no, I heard her say to a young analyst yesterday. This is all wrong. Just start again and try to keep up, won't you? Charlotte, strangely, had encouraged the Liam and Eliza narrative. You should go for it, Eliza, she said to me at lunch last week, her voice loud enough for the whole table to hear. He clearly likes you. God, it's about time you had some fun. You work too hard. It was a trap. She was painting me as a lonely workaholic. And she was Liam's biggest public fan. Liam, stop flirting with Eliza and get me that report. She'd call across the office, winking. A power play. She was his boss, not me. I knew they were friends. I saw them talking by the coffee machine. I did not know the truth until last night. Later, I heard the whispers by the coffee machine. It was Charlotte holding court. Some women, she said, her voice dripping with false sympathy. You just give them a little attention, and they think they've won the lottery. It's almost sad, really. They have no idea. The final piece of proof came an hour ago. My phone buzzed, a private message. It was from Sarah, the receptionist. She is a kind soul, and she sees everything. Eliza, I don't want to cause trouble, the message began, but I think you should see this. It's not right. It was a screenshot from a private group chat. The Canary Wharf crew, a group I was, of course, not in. A junior analyst had posted, Liam bought Eliza that fancy pastry again. He's so into her. Another replied, seriously? What does he even see in that beige cardigan? And then Charlotte's reply. It was a sticker, a cartoon image of a wealthy person dropping a single coin into a beggar's cup. Beneath it, Charlotte had written one word. It's just charity, girls. A beat of silence, then the screen filled with laughing emojis. Savage Char. OMG, I'm dead. Charity. I stared at the word. Charity. They were not just using me as a shield. They were mocking me. They were laughing at me. They pitied me. They saw me as something broken, something beneath them. A project. A good deed. I went to the executive bathroom on the 40th floor, the one with the Italian marble and the ice-cold lighting. I stared at my reflection, the plain face, the simple, pulled-back hair, the beige cardigan, the mask. The door opened. Charlotte came in. She was touching up her lipstick, a bright, aggressive, scarlet red. She saw me in the mirror. Her smile was all teeth. Wow, Eliza, you're really trying today. Big plans? Got a hot date? She was mocking me about Liam. I turned from the mirror slowly. I looked her directly in the eyes, and I smiled. A small, calm, genuine smile. For myself, Charlotte, I said. I walked past her and out the door. I saw her reflection as I left. Her smile faltered, confused by my calm, confused by the lack of a flustered denial. I walked to the executive lift. The doors closed. The stainless steel reflected my face. The smile was gone. My eyes were cold. Charity, they pity me. They call me a beggar. This building, this company, this entire city block. It was built on Carter Steel, my grandfather's company. They see the beige cardigan. They don't know my name is on the letterhead of the holding company that owns this entire firm. Charlotte Harris. Her uncle is the branch director, a small, nervous man who trembles when my father calls. A man who only has his job because my family allows it. Liam Turner, a nobody, an ambitious, cruel boy playing a game he cannot possibly win. The rumor about him being the CEO's son. So foolish. The CEO is my father, and I am his only daughter, his only heir. Only one person in this building knows the truth. Arthur Templeton, the man they all fear, the man my father trusts with his life. He is not just a director, he is the chairman of the Carter Trust. His only job here is to watch me, to protect me from the shadows, to wait for me to be ready. I have been quiet. I have been obedient. I have endured like my mother. But I am not my mother. I took out my phone. I looked at the screenshot of the sticker, the coin dropping into the cup. Charity, I whispered to my cold reflection in the steel. I smiled. It's time to make a donation. The next morning, the mask is heavier. It took effort to put it on, to choose the beige cardigan, to pull my hair back into the same sensible knot, to walk into the lobby with the same neutral expression. But today, the office looks different. The polished marble floors seem colder. The floor-to-ceiling windows feel like the glass of an aquarium. And I am no longer just an observer. I am a hunter. Liam is already at his desk, bright and eager, a golden retriever ready to be praised. He sees me. He smiles that 1,000-watt smile. Eliza, morning. I saved you a coffee. He holds up the cup. The same flat white. The same offering. I walk to my desk. I smile my beige smile. Thank you, Liam. You shouldn't have. Nonsense, he says, leaning in, his voice dropping to that conspiratorial tone he fakes so well. Only the best for my favorite mentor. I look into his eyes. They are a bright, clear blue, and they are completely, terrifyingly empty. He is a beautiful, hollow doll. You're very kind, I say. I take the coffee. Across the room, I see Charlotte watching. She sips from her own cup, a smirk playing on her lips. She thinks she is watching a puppet show, and she is. But she has mistaken the puppeteer for the puppet. I sit. I do not drink the coffee. It is a prop. When Liam turns back to his screen, I pour the entire contents into my pot plant. The plant is very healthy. It can take the sacrifice. I open my email. The performance must continue. I am Eliza Carter, the reliable one, the administrator. I am the one they need to protect. A new email pings at the top of my inbox. From Liam Turner, subject, Ashworth proposal. Eliza, you are an absolute lifesaver. Just sent the final proposal to Mr. Templeton. I couldn't have done it without your notes from the other night. You're a genius. drinks on me soon. L. My blood does not run cold. It sharpens. I remember the other night, 2 days ago. He had come to my desk, looking panicked. Eliza, I'm drowning in this Ashworth file. The risk analysis. It's just not my strong suit. Can you just look at my framework? He had looked so earnest, so grateful. I remember being tired. I had a deadline. Liam, I can't do it for you, I had said. No, of course not. Just your eyes on it. Your framework is always so logical. Just a few notes. I had relented. I sent him my template. A file I built 6 months ago for the Griffin project. A complex, multi-layered risk model that I had spent weeks perfecting. Don't just copy it, I had warned. Use it to understand the structure. I promise, he had said, his blue eyes wide with sincerity. You're the best, Eliza. Now I navigate to the server. I find the sent folder for the Ashworth proposal he just submitted to Mr. Templeton. I open the file. My screen splits. On the left, the Ashworth proposal by Liam Turner. On the right, the Griffin project by Eliza Carter. He didn't use the structure. He copied it. He pasted it. He did a find and replace for the client name. He changed 3 of the key financial figures in the summary, but the methodology, the 20-page risk analysis, the nuanced phrasing, the specific C-level language I had crafted. It is mine. Word for word. He is not just cruel. He is lazy. He is a thief. And he is so arrogant that he submitted my own work to the one man in this building who would recognize my signature. He submitted it to Arthur Templeton. He believes I am so invisible, so stupid, so charitable, that I would never check, or that if I did, I would be too meek to say anything. He is wrong. I do not delete the file. I save a copy of his submission. I save a copy of my original. I place them in a new folder on a private, encrypted drive that does not live on this server. The folder is named Donations. Evidence. File. 1. The day continues. The theater is in full swing. I am the quiet manager. At 11, a meeting request appears. Subject, urgent, quarterly review, Apex Global Restructuring. I frown. This is my project. I have spent the last 8 weeks building the data for the Apex restructure. It's the most complex file on my desk. I look at the attendee list. Mr. Templeton, Mr. Harris, Charlotte's uncle, the branch director. Charlotte Harris, Head of Client Relations, a title created for her, and 3 other team leads. My name is not on the list. I have been excluded. I watch Charlotte walk past my desk. Her heels click, a sharp, triumphant sound. She is heading to conference room A. She glances at me as she passes. It is not a look of pity. It is a look of victory. She knows I was cut out. She is the one who cut me. I stand up. I am Eliza Carter, the quiet administrator. I need some water. The main kitchenette is on the way to conference room A. I walk slowly. My sensible rubber-soled shoes make no sound on the marble. I am a ghost. The conference room door is thick, solid wood, but it is not quite closed. A 1-inch gap. I hear voices as I pass. I slow my pace. It is Mr. Harris, Charlotte's uncle, a weak, blustering man. And that is why I believe my niece, Charlotte, is best placed to take the client-facing lead on this initiative. She has the forward-thinking energy we need. A pause. Then Arthur Templeton's voice, cold as the river outside. Miss Carter has done all the groundwork. Her data is the entire basis of this review. She should be in this meeting. Oh, absolutely, Arthur. Charlotte's voice cuts in. Sugary, false. And we are so grateful for her. Eliza's data is it's so thorough. She is a fantastic administrator, a rock star. The word administrator hangs in the air, a dismissal. But, Charlotte continues, this is a negotiation. It's client-facing. It needs polish. It needs a certain presence. We can't, in good conscience, send Eliza to present to the board of Apex Global. It's not her strong suit. Another voice, a team lead. She's right, Arthur. Eliza's great at the numbers. But this is a relationships game. Charlotte, closing the trap. We need to protect her. She's not built for that kind of executive pressure. I'm happy to take that burden for the team. Protect her. The same way they give me charity. Liam steals my past work. Charlotte steals my future work. They are a team, a pair of parasites. They are not just using me, they are erasing me. I hear Templeton's silence. He knows he is outnumbered by the branch director. He does not fight for me. I keep walking. I get my water. I return to my desk. They did not see me. I am invisible. And invisibility is my new, sharpest weapon. I add a new text file to my donations folder. I transcribe the conversation I just heard, word for word, evidence, file. 2. The afternoon bleeds into a gray, cold evening. The office begins to empty. The performance is over for the day. My internal messenger pings. The sound is loud in the quiet room. From Arthur Templeton. Ms. Carter, my office, now. My stomach tightens, not with fear, with anticipation. The few people left in the office look up. A summons from Templeton at 5 o'clock p.m. is an execution. They look at me with pity. Poor Eliza. She must have messed up the Apex data. Liam has already left. He left at 4:30. Early client dinner, he'd announced. Charlotte is still at her desk, packing her designer bag. She sees the summons. She smiles. A small, private, vicious smile. She thinks I am about to be fired. She thinks she has won. I walk the long corridor to his office. The Green Mile, the staff call it. His door is open. I step inside. His office is dark, save for the blue glow of the city at dusk. He is not at his desk. He is standing by the floor-to-ceiling window, his back to me, looking down at the endless stream of headlights. Close the door, he says. His voice is a low rumble. I close it. The click is final. The room is soundproof. I wait. He does not turn around. For a full minute, there is only the sound of the building's ventilation. The Ashworth proposal, he says, his voice flat. It was very familiar. He is not asking a question. He is making a statement. He recognized my work. He knows. This is a test. Mr. Turner is a fast learner, sir, I say, my voice perfectly calm. He is very good at adapting existing resources. A long silence. I used a neutral word. Adapting. He turns slowly. His eyes are not angry. They are assessing, like a scientist looking at a specimen. And the Apex Global Review, he asks. I understand Ms. Harris will be taking the client-facing lead, I reply. She has a lot of presence. The team feels she is better suited to handle the pressure. I am feeding him back the words. I am telling him, I know what was said in that room. His expression does not change, but I see a flicker, a spark of something. He is recalculating. He is looking at the beige cardigan, but he is seeing something else. Your mother, Eliza, he says, his voice suddenly softer. She was a very patient woman. The words hit me like a physical blow. My mother, a woman of infinite grace, infinite kindness, a woman who endured my father's coldness, who endured the slights of his world, who smiled and called her silence peace, who withered away in a golden cage, thanking the very people who locked the door. He is warning me, don't be your mother. I lift my chin, my voice is quiet, but it does not tremble. She was, sir. I pause. But she died in a cage she mistook for a garden. Arthur Templeton's eyes widen, just for a second. The mask of the stoic director slips. He saw the girl. Now he sees the woman. The assessment is over. He nods. Once. He walks to his desk and sits. He is all business again. I want a full audit, he says, his voice sharp. Every proposal, every report, every memo submitted by Mr. Turner since his arrival. He looks at me, and I want a parallel brief on the Apex Global restructure. Your real recommendations, not the administrative data. The executive strategy. Deliverable only to me, he adds. By when, sir? I ask. He leans back. Before those two idiots burn this company to the ground. Get out. It is not a dismissal. It is a command. It is the unleashing. Yes, Mr. Templeton, I say. I turn. I walk to the door. And Ms. Carter, he says, just as I reach for the handle. I stop. Do not disappoint me. I won't, sir. I walk back to my desk. Charlotte is gone. The office is empty. It is just me and the city lights. I sit down. My internal messenger pings again. It's from Liam. Hey, just heard you got called in to see the big boss. Everything okay? You looked stressed today, worried about you. The predator checking on his prey. I look at the message, the fake concern, the sickening, casual cruelty. I do not reply. I open a new document. Templeton Audit Turner. I open a second. Templeton Apex Strategy Private. I begin to type. The click of the keys is the only sound. It is quiet. It is rhythmic. It is the sound of a blade being sharpened. My mother chose silence as a shield. I am choosing silence as a sword. The game is on. The days blend into a focused haze. The nights become my true workspace. The office empties. The lights dim. The sound of the cleaning crew's vacuum cleaner in the distance is the rhythm of my new life. My beige cardigan is draped over my chair. I am in my simple blouse, sleeves rolled up. My screens are alive with data. The Templeton Audit Turner file is growing. I am not just auditing his proposals. I am auditing him. I track his server access, his login times, his file transfers. He is sloppy. He downloads company templates from protected directory. Beige he shouldn't have access to. Who gave him that access? I cross-reference the IT logs. The access was granted 3 days after he started. Authorized by Charlotte Harris, using her uncle's executive override code. She is not just his conspirator. She is his accomplice. She gave him the key to the vault. He provided the charm. She provided the power. And together they decided to frame me for their theater. I document the breach. I take screenshots. I add them to the donations folder, evidence, file. 3. My days are a careful, calculated performance of meekness. I am more invisible than ever. I attend meetings. I take meticulous notes. I nod when spoken to. Liam, emboldened by his success on the Ashworth proposal, has become more careless. He now openly asks me for help. Eliza, you're a wizard with these spreadsheets. Can you just clean this up for me? I'm swamped. He drops a file on my desk. He doesn't even bother with the coffee anymore. Of course, Liam, I say, my voice soft. I'll look at it when I have a moment. He smiles, pats my shoulder. You're a star. A patronizing, dismissive pat. I watch him walk away. He heads straight to Charlotte's desk, where they both laugh. I open his file. I do the work. I clean it up. And I save a copy of his lazy, error-filled original. I save a copy of my corrected version. I add them to the donations folder. Evidence, file. 4. The moment of clarity came not at my desk, but by the water cooler. It was a Thursday, the end of a long week. Mary, one of the older administrators, a kind woman with tired eyes, was refilling her bottle. She smiled at me. Working late again, Eliza? Just wrapping up, Mary, I said. She sighed, looking at my desk, piled with work that wasn't mine. You're a good girl, Eliza. Too good. She leaned in, her voice dropping. You know, you remind me of someone, my sister. She was just like you, always too quiet, took on everyone's burdens, never said a word. I tense. You have to be careful, dear, she continued, her voice kind. People take advantage of the quiet ones. They think you don't see, but you see everything, don't you? She patted my arm. You're just like my sister, always too quiet. I stood in my bathroom. I looked in the mirror, the plain face, the pulled back hair, the invisible woman. Mary was wrong. Liam was wrong. Charlotte was wrong. My mother's silence was a tragedy. My silence. I leaned closer to the mirror. My eyes were clear. and they were cold. My silence is a choice. It is the space I use to think, to plan. It is the quiet before the storm. My mother's silence was surrender. Mine is a weapon. No more, I whispered to my reflection. No more silence. Not her silence, my own. The next day, I wore a dark gray blouse, not beige. I put my hair in a neat, low bun, not a knot. I wore a pair of low heels. They made a faint, sharp click on the marble floor. It was a small change, so small no one would consciously notice, but they would feel it. When Liam came to my desk, I did not look up immediately. I let him wait. Eliza, he said, uncertain. I finished my sentence. Then I looked up, slowly. Yes, Liam? Oh, coffee? He held it out. No, thank you, I said, my voice clear and polite. I've already had one. He faltered. The rhythm of his performance was broken. Oh, right. Well, I have that report for the... Drop it in my inbox, I said, turning back to my screen. I'll review it if I have capacity. I did not smile. I was not rude. I was simply neutral. It was the first no I had ever given him. He stood there for a moment, confused. Then he set the coffee on the corner of my desk anyway and scurried away. I watched him go. I looked at the coffee, then I picked it up, walked to the bin, and dropped it in. The splash was quiet, but final. I walked to the executive lift. I pressed the button for the 40th floor. The doors closed. My reflection stared back at me from the polished steel. The woman in the gray blouse. Her eyes were not angry. They were not sad. They were calm. They were ready. The mask was no longer a disguise. It was a face. The girl was gone. The woman was here, and then she was about to burn their entire, comfortable world to the ground. The lift doors opened. Showtime. A week passes. The office breathes a new, thin atmosphere. My no has become a small, hard pebble in the smooth-running machine of their cruelty. It is not a loud rebellion. It is a quiet friction. My heels click on the marble. It is a sound they are not used to. My blouses are now charcoal gray, deep navy, and forest green. The beige is gone. The change is subtle, but it is a statement. A new, quiet authority. They do not know how to read it. Liam avoids my desk. The morning coffee ritual is dead. He no longer brings me pastries. He no longer asks for help with a smile. He sends emails. Eliza, per our last chat, attaching the Q3 projections, need your review by EOD. The tone is clipped, impatient. The charm has evaporated, revealing the spoiled, petulant child beneath. He is annoyed. His convenient resource has malfunctioned. I reply, Liam, my current priority is the apex strategy for Mr. Templeton. I will add this to my queue. I may have capacity to review it by Friday. I am polite. I am professional. I am also a brick wall. The blood in my veins turns to ice. This is not about cruelty. This is not about Abys's politics. This is not about a girl and a boy. This is corporate espionage. Liam Turner is a spy. He was planted here to get close to someone, to steal something. He chose me. No, he didn't choose me. He was directed to me. Why? Because they thought I was weak. They thought I was the lonely, beige, invisible manager, the perfect, unsuspecting target. They thought I was the one who would give him access. They miscalculated. And Charlotte, is she his accomplice or just his fool? She is the branch director's niece. She has high-level access. She gave him the override codes. It all makes a new, terrible kind of sense. He is using her ambition. She is using his charm. And together, they are drilling a hole in my father's company. I go back to my desk. My perspective has shifted. I am no longer auditing a lazy, cruel intern. I am tracking an enemy agent. I look at the Ashworth proposal, the one he stole from me. It was not just laziness. The Griffin project, my original file, was for an internal acquisition. The Ashworth proposal was for an external client. He didn't just steal my work. He leak-hooked my proprietary financial model to an outside firm. He is not just a spy. He is a traitor. I look at Charlotte. She's laughing, her head thrown back at something Liam said. She is a fool, a useful, arrogant, giggling idiot. She thinks she is playing a game of status. She has no idea she is committing treason. My messenger pings, Arthur Templeton. My office. I stand, my heels click. I walk the green mile. His door is open. Close it. I close it. The room is dark. He is at his desk. My email is on his screen. Mid-Atlantic, he says. You are correct. It's a high-risk file. Yes, sir. Harris overruled me. He said his niece has executive potential. He said she has innovative ideas. Her ideas are not the problem, sir. Her lack of technical skill is. I know, he snaps. but my hands are tied. The director has authority on project assignment. He pauses. For now. He leans forward. His eyes are like chips of flint. Your apex strategy, he says, tapping another file on his screen. It is aggressive. It is profitable, I reply. It is also a declaration of war on the director's entire division. It is a removal of a financial drain, sir, nothing more. He almost smiles. The corner of his mouth twitches. Your mother was a saint, Eliza. You are something else entirely. He leans back. The audit on Turner, what have you found? This is it. Mr. Turner is sloppy, sir. He plagiarized my Griffin model for the Ashworth proposal. He has had me clean up at least 4 other reports, which he then submitted as his own. I stop. I do not show him the rest. Not yet. Not the Geneva server. Not Helvetia Capital, that is my ace. I do not play my ace. I am giving him the rope. Plagiarized? Templeton's voice is low, dangerous. Word for word, I have the files, side by side. And Ms. Harris? She authorized his elevated security access using her uncle's code. She is either his accomplice or his fool, and she has excluded me from every key meeting while using my foundational data. Templeton is silent. He is looking at me. They are a liability, sir, a significant one. He steeples his fingers. You have done good work, he says. This is not just work, Mr. Templeton, I say, my voice quiet. He looks up sharply. They called me charity, I say. They mocked me, they stole from me, and they used this company as their personal playground. I lean forward just an inch. They are not just a liability. They are an infection. And you do not manage an infection. You cut it out. The silence in the room is absolute. He is seeing me, the real me, the woman who will burn the building down to save the foundation. Your apex strategy, he says. Finalize it. I am calling an emergency board meeting Friday. Sir, Mr. Harris, the board, Templeton cuts in, does not answer to Mr. Harris. They answer to your father, and I answer to them. What about Turner and Harris? Let them play, Templeton says, a cold, thin smile touching his lips. Let them dig their own graves. I want to see how deep they'll go. He is giving me permission. And Eliza, sir? The Mid-Atlantic file. Charlotte will present her strategy on Thursday. I want you in that meeting as an observer. Yes, sir. Bring a notebook, he says. Take meticulous notes. I understand he wants a witness. He wants a record of the failure, logged by the very expert she sidelined. I walk out of his office. My heels click, 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 click. It is the sound of a clock counting down. It is the sound of a bomb being armed. I am no longer invisible. I am the weapon. Thursday, 2 p.m., Conference Room B. The room is too cold. The air conditioning hums, a low, nervous sound. This is Charlotte's stage. The big table is polished to a dark mirror. Mr. Templeton sits at the head. His face is granite. Mr. Harris, the branch director, sits to his right. He looks proud, smug. He is here to watch his niece shine. The other team leads are present, their faces carefully neutral. And me. I am in the corner chair, away from the main table. I am the observer. I have a fresh legal pad, a good black pen. My dark green blouse is severe. My hair is pulled back so tightly it feels like a helmet. I am invisible again, but it is a different kind of invisibility. It is the invisibility of a sniper. The door opens. Charlotte and Liam enter. They are a performance piece. She is wearing a bright cobalt blue dress, a power suit designed to draw the eye. She is smiling, radiant. He is in his sharpest suit. The special intern. He carries a laptop and a stack of bound documents. He is her loyal adjutant. So sorry we're a moment late, Charlotte breezes, taking her seat opposite her uncle. Just a last-minute call with the client. They are thrilled. Her uncle beams. Templeton just stares. Ms. Harris, Templeton says, his voice cutting through her performance. The floor is yours. The hour after the meeting is the loudest silence I have ever heard. The open plan office is a vacuum. The sound of my keyboard, the steady click, 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 is the only sound. It is the sound of normalcy, and it is terrifying to everyone else. People are not whispering. They are afraid to speak. They pretend to type. They stare at their screens. They are replaying the execution they just witnessed. They are re-evaluating everything. They are looking at me, not directly. They use the reflection in the windows. They glance up when they think I am not looking. The beige cardigan, the quiet, mousy one, the charity case. She has just, in complete, polite silence, decapitated the two loudest, most powerful players in the room. I am no longer invisible. I am a ghost. I am a monster. I am a riddle they cannot solve. And they are terrified I will look at them next. At 3:15 p.m., Charlotte walks out of Mr. Templeton's office. She is not crying, her face is pale, rigid, and ugly with a rage so deep it has burned all her charisma away. She is carrying a cardboard box. Security is walking with her. She does not look at anyone. She does not look at me. She is an unperson. She walks to her desk. She throws her designer bag into the box. Her laptop. A framed photo. She is done. The intern. Spectacular firing took less than 45 minutes. She is escorted to the lift. The doors close. Charlotte Harris is erased. At 3:20 p.m., Liam stumbles out of Templeton's office. He is a different story. He is crying. His face is red, blotchy. His expensive suit is rumpled. He is just a boy, a stupid, arrogant, terrified boy who got caught. He has no box. Security is walking with him, too. He looks at me as they pass. His eyes are wide, begging. Eliza, he says, his voice a wet whisper. I'm sorry. I look at him. My face is neutral. There is no anger, no triumph, no pity. There is nothing. I am a mirror, and he is seeing the void he created. Mr. Turner, the security guard says, his voice firm. Liam flinches. He is escorted away. He is erased. The afternoon drags. At 4:59 p.m., I stand. I pick up my laptop. Not a legal pad. The audit is not for paper. I walk the green mile. The office watches me go. They are holding their breath. They think I am going to be promoted or rewarded. They think this was all an ambitious play. They are so small. They cannot see the real game. The lift doors opened onto the 40th floor. The office is a tomb. It is 8:15 a.m. Everyone is here. Well, everyone is early. But no one is speaking. The only sound is the click of keyboards. A frantic, nervous typing. They are all working. The performance of productivity is palpable. They are terrified. My heels click on the marble. Click, click, click. It is a sound they now associate with the executioner. People flinch. They do not look at me. They stare at their screens. They look away. Fast. The air is thick with fear. They do not understand what happened. They only know that the two loudest, most confident people on the floor were dragged out in boxes, and the quietest one is still here. They are afraid she is the one who did it. They are right. We walk out of his office. He is the director. I am his analyst. The office watches us walk to the executive conference room. They think this is my coronation, my promotion. They are children watching a play they don't understand. We are walking into a war room. My vision tunnels. The office, the sound, it all disappears. They were here. Liam and Charlotte are gone, but they are not. Helvetia, they are not in Geneva. They are here. They were in my building. They stood at my door. This is not corporate. This is not business. This is a threat. We know who you are. We know where you live. We know what you did. We can touch you. I look at the beige cardigan in my lap. They returned my old skin to me, a warning, a reminder of the weak, invisible girl they thought I was. They are trying to put me back in that box. They are trying to make me afraid. They are trying to make me my mother. I feel the cold water in my veins, the panic, the ice. I close my eyes, breathe, in for 4, hold for 7, out for 8. The panic stops. It does not just stop. It transmutes. It turns into something hot, something pure, something I have never truly felt before. It is rage, a clean, cold, beautiful rage. They think this will make me hide. They think this will make me silent. They have no idea who I am. I stand up. I take the photograph. I fold it and put it in my pocket. I take the beige cardigan. I walk, not to Templeton's office. I walk to the central atrium. I walk to the large steel industrial waste bin. I hold the cardigan over it. My old skin, my mother's silence, my cage. I let it drop. It disappears into the darkness. I am done hiding. I am done being silent. They started a war. They came to my home. Now I am going to burn their entire, comfortable world to the ground. My phone pings. Arthur Templeton. Apex meeting. Are you ready? I walk back toward the conference room. My heels click on the marble. Click, click, click. It is not a countdown. It is the sound of a hammer cocking back. I am no longer the weapon. I am the one pulling the trigger. The meeting for the Apex strategy is in the main boardroom. The 41st floor. The room where I was never allowed to enter. Today, I am at the head of the table. Arthur Templeton is at my right hand. The team leads are here, the ones who watched me be dismissed by Charlotte. They do not look at me with pity now. They do not look at me with fear. They look at me with a desperate, hungry attention. They look at me like I am the one who signs their paychecks. In a way, I am. This is not a coincidence. There are no coincidences. My mind is racing. Is this Helvetia? Did they plant another one? Did they hear that Liam was fired and they replaced him with a girl, a new, harmless girl? They are sending my own ghost back to haunt me. It's a trap. It's a spy. It's another Liam. Or is this Templeton? Is he testing me? Is she his agent, sent to watch me, to see if I am trustworthy? The paranoia is instant. I am in a fortress, but the enemy is inside the walls. Or they are trying to get inside. I look at Alice Reed. She looks like she is about to cry. I'm sorry, she whispers. Am I in the wrong place? No, I say, my voice sharper than I intend. She flinches. I take a breath. Calm, observe. No, Alice, you are in the right place. I look at her, really look at her, the terror in her eyes. It is not fake. This is not a performance. She is not Liam. He was all charm and empty eyes. She is just a scared kid, a pawn, a nobody sent by HR. Which means someone in HR is either an idiot or on the payroll. Sit down, I say. I point to the empty desk beside mine, the one that used to be Liam's. But there's no sit down. She sits. She has no computer, no phone, nothing. I don't have. I know, I say. You will not be needing a computer. Not yet. I look at her. This girl, she is a message. Helvetia, or someone, is telling me we are still here. We are watching you. We can put anyone we want next to you. They sent me a mirror of my old self. They think it will unnerve me. They think it will make me, what? Soft? I look at her. Your job, Alice, I say, my voice cold and clear, is to watch. You will sit there. You will not speak. You will not touch a computer. You will only take notes. On paper. On what? She asks, her voice small. On everything. You are my shadow. You will follow me to every meeting. You will listen to every word. You will write it all down. And then what do I do with the notes? At the end of each day, I say, you will give them to me, and I will shred them. Her eyes widen. You are not here to help me, Alice. You are here to learn. And the first thing you will learn is how to be invisible. She is pale. She does not understand, but she nods. Yes, Miss Carter. I turn back to my screen. The game has changed. Again. They have given me a shadow. They think it is a spy. They think it is a weakness. They are wrong. It is my new weapon. I will use this girl. I will use her to feed them the data I want them to see. The trap is not just the Mid-Atlantic file. The trap is now the girl. Get a notebook, I say, not looking up. The real work is about to begin. I feel the photograph in my pocket. You can touch me. I smile. And I can touch you back. My days become a performance of two-track thinking. In my mind, I run the real war. On the outside, I execute the false one. And Alice is my shadow. She follows me everywhere. She sits in the corner of my office, her pen scratching on a legal pad. She follows me into the Apex strategy meetings. She follows me to the tense, one-on-one reviews with the team leads. I never let her touch a computer. I never let her see my screen. Her only job is to listen. The Mid-Atlantic acquisition is our primary vulnerability, I state, pacing in my office, knowing Alice is writing it down. We are over-leveraged. If Helvetia Capital knew our true position on this, they could cripple us. I see Alice's pen moving faster. Helvetia Capital. Her face is pale, but her hand is steady. She is a good little spy, or a good little secretary. It does not matter. The result is the same. Our strategy, I continue, must be defensive. We need to liquidate the smaller assets to cover the potential losses. Alice, take this down. I dictate a string of financial figures. They are all lies. Beautiful, intricate, believable lies. Data that shows weakness. Data that suggests panic. A story designed to be read by an enemy. At the end of the day, at 5 p.m., she brings me the notebook. Her handwriting is neat, meticulous. Thank you, Alice, I say, my voice flat. I take the pages. She waits, expecting what? Praise? A thank you? That's all, I say. She nods, gathers her things, and scurries away. A scared mouse, disappearing into the walls. I watch her go. Then I take her notes. I do not shred them. I scan them. I upload them to a new, secure, outward-facing server. A server that I know Helvetia is monitoring. The donations folder is no longer for collecting evidence. It is for distributing propaganda. I am not just leaking them bad data. I am feeding them a narrative of my own design, transcribed by a hand they believe is their own. It is the perfect, sterile trap. The next morning, I am the first one in the office. The sun is just beginning to tint the London sky a pale, bruised purple. I walk through the dark, silent aisles of the 40th floor. I am wearing the beige cardigan. It is soft. It is comfortable. It is the perfect camouflage. I am invisible again, and I am more dangerous than I have ever been. I am at my desk when the office begins to fill. They see me, the whispers start. They see the black suits are gone. They see the severe chignon is gone. My hair is back in its simple, sensible knot. They see the beige cardigan. It is a symbol. They think they understand it. They think I have been broken, that the pressure was too much, that the girl in the gray blouse was a brief, manic episode, that the charity case has returned. They see a regression. They see a victim. Their fear, it melts. It is replaced by the comfortable, familiar pity. Good. Pity is a shield. No one attacks what they pity. They leave me alone. Arthur Templeton's door is open. He sees me walk past. He sees the cardigan, his face. It is a mask of pure, controlled shock. He thinks they won. He thinks the threat, the photograph, the violation has shattered me. He thinks I am my mother. He calls my name. Eliza. His voice is low, urgent. I stop. I turn. Good morning, Arthur, I say, my voice soft. Quiet, the voice of the beige cardigan. My office, he commands. I follow him in. He shuts the door. What is this? He demands, his voice a low fury. What are you wearing? My cardigan, I say, my voice small. It was cold. Eliza, this is not a game, he hisses. They are trying to break you, and you are letting them. You are wearing the uniform of your own surrender. I look at him. I do not smile. I simply let the mask drop. The small, quiet, invisible girl is gone, and the woman who runs the war looks at him. It is not surrender, Arthur, I say, my voice cold and flat. A sudden shock against the soft beige. It is camouflage. Do you hunt a tiger in a bright red coat? No, you blend in. You become the jungle. He stops. He stares at me. They wanted the invisible girl, I say. They wanted the charity case. They are about to get her. I am not just the bomb. I am the bomb, disguised as a charity donation. He is recalculating again. What did you do? He whispers. I stayed up all night, I say. I built them a new trap. The data I was feeding Alice, it was good. It showed weakness. It made them cautious. I lean in. The data I'm giving her today, it is better. It is not a weakness. It is a golden opportunity, a can't-miss deal. A rival company, Sovereign Holdings, that is secretly failing. An acquisition so perfect, so profitable, that they will not be able to resist. And what is Sovereign Holdings? A shell company set up by our legal team 2 days ago. It is riddled with illegal, toxic debt, all registered in a jurisdiction with no extradition. It is a poison pill dressed as a bar of gold. And Alice. She is the delivery system. They are so confident she is their asset. They are so confident I am a broken, panicked fool. They will not look twice. They will not do their due diligence. They will just bite. My God, Eliza, he says, you are not just going to bankrupt them. You are going to make them criminals. They came into my home, I say, my voice flat. They took my picture while I was sleeping. Bankruptcy is a beige punishment. I am past that. I want annihilation. He nods, slowly. Be careful, he says. The final move is the most dangerous. I know. The lift doors open onto the ground floor. I walk through the magnificent, cold lobby. I do not look at the security guard. I push open the heavy glass doors. The London air hits my face. It is cold. It is raining. It is the most beautiful thing I have ever felt. I walk. I do not take a taxi. I just walk. I walk to the small park by the river. I sit on a wet, cold bench. The city is loud. The traffic, the sirens. But my mind is quiet. Silence used to be my cage. Then it was my weapon. I look down at the beige cardigan, my armor, my camouflage, my mother's legacy. Now, it is just a memory. I take off the cardigan. I fold it neatly. I take out my company ID badge. Eliza Carter, financial manager. I place the badge on top of the folded cardigan. I leave them on the bench. The girl behind the mask, the beige cardigan, the quiet administrator. I leave them all behind. I stand up. I am wearing a simple black blouse. I am just a woman in a city, walking in the rain. And for the first time in my entire life, I am not invisible. I am seen by the only person who matters, me. I turn my face up to the sky and I let the rain wash it all away.